Good Lord, it's hot out here. Let's go see Steve, see if he can't cool us down a bit.
Johnny, come on.
Shadow Queen at the movie.
Oh, Johnny, I thought it was time to recommend a Paul Newman movie, and I decided to go with one of his early ones, The Long Hot Summer, 1958, directed by Martin Ritt, starring his beautiful wife, Joanne Woodward, Lee Remick, Tony Franciosa, Orson Welles, and Angela Lansbury. Now, Martin Ritt was known for directing Southern movies. He had directed this, he eventually directed Norma Ray, and he had a really good rapport with Paul Newman. This was based on some short stories by William Faulkner. And basically, Paul Newman's character is a drifter who's been accused of being a barn burner and that he's trouble in this Southern neighborhood. He encounters this big plantation owner, played by Orson Welles, and Orson decides that he's the man that is needed to marry his only daughter, who is played by Joanne Woodward. Newman and Joanne Woodward had worked together in Picnic on Broadway, and when they got reacquainted during this movie, they fell in love.
You look mighty pretty with them reading glasses on. You look pretty with them off.
And they eventually got married. She went on to win an Academy Award that same year for The Three Faces of Eve, and he went on to make Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, and of course his career took off. Tony Franciosa had come from Broadway. He'd starred in A Hat Full of Rain, and he was just a marvelous method actor. And Lee Remick, oh God, Lee Remick was just dishy. She came on and she had done Elia Kazan's A Face in the Crowd, and then she did this movie where she was really Southern and sexy, and she was 2 or 3 years away from doing Anatomy of a Murder, where she turned in one of the quintessential sexy roles of the 60s. And Orson kind of goes through this movie blustering his way through. You can't really understand it. They've fallen off. You know, and you're going, what's he say? But it doesn't matter. It's Orson Welles, and he looks great, and he sounds great. And his romantic interest in this movie is Angela Lansbury, who plays, again, a woman older than herself, and she runs the kind of the cat house in town, and she's just sort of says, well, I want you to marry me, Will.
Well, no, I don't know. I don't know if I married.
It's all arranged. All but the license and the blood test and the wedding ring.
When? In it.
There's a lot of sexual tension going on, and it's all under the guise of this hot Southern summer. Has this wonderful song called The Long Hot Summer. It's easy, it's sexy. Paul Newman is so hot in this movie. He wears tank tops most of the time, and there was nobody better looking than Paul Newman in a tank top. We died recently, and we lost one of the great heroes in movies. Those blue eyes, that cocky attitude, that self-assured style. There was never, nor will there ever be, anybody like Paul Newman. Check out The Long Hot Summer. Ooh.
Let's all go to the lobby.
Nice tank top, Paul.
Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.